Hey everybody, it's me, 89 Technical. No, this is not a movie review. Although I did go and see Kong, and I have to say Samuel L. Jackson is wonderful in that film. John Goodman is great. Special effects are. It's a very good movie. I suggest you go and see it. But we're not here to talk about that. See, today is April 8th. And it seems that the Republicans kept their promise, and Neil Gorsech has been appointed to the Supreme Court of the United States. Yes, this is one of our very, very, very rare political corners. In fact, I think this might be the very first official political corner that we've ever done. I mean, as you know, I try and keep politics out of this channel. Doesn't work, but I do try and keep politics out of this channel. I mean, I guess, but we have to talk about it. We really do have to talk about it, because as soon as I heard the news, and I heard that Gorsech had been appointed to the Supreme Court of the United States, I felt my soul shrivel into a black ball of despair. And just as a conservative, I'd like to share with you my vision for what I see as the future of the United States. And I know this is going to be very divisive, and not everybody sees it the same way, but this is what I foresee, right? These are my predictions, right? So you don't have to put any value in them, but this is just what I see. If I may indulge, if you will indulge me, and I may share them with you. I see a lot more open corporate imperialism. And I know that when I say that, a lot of people are going to laugh at me and go, oh, where have you been? We all knew that. Oh, yes, I knew it too. But it was always more of an open secret. It was just a very well-known thing. Everybody knew it, but nobody acknowledged it. Now with Gorsech on the court, I feel that big businesses and corporations are just now going to be open about about everything that they want to do, about their views on and that I definitely foresee that profit is going to take precedence over people. You're going to see humans, right? Humanity working to live turn into consumer components whose only job is to buy. I see the opportunities, the few opportunities that already existed for people who are minorities, or for people who do not have a lot of options in terms of how to move forward and how to get ahead, or who dream of a better life. I see those shrinking and becoming very few and becoming very far between. I see, if you're a woman, especially if you're a woman, this is in general, but especially if you're a woman, I see your health care disappearing. And I see your right to determine what happens to your body, if not being restricted, being banned outright. And I know as soon as I say that, a lot of people on my side, right, on the conservative side, well, they claim to be on my side, they're going to go, you're not Christian. And I say, to you, well, in fact, I am a Christian. I just don't see it that particular way. If I'm not here to argue the issue of abortion for or against. I've been on both sides, and to be quite honest, this is not what this video is about. That's a totally different topic. But if you please feel free to post whatever you want in the comment. I don't care. So the question now is, if you feel as I do and you see this great darkness ahead, what can you possibly do? Well, I'll tell you. There is, in fact, a ray of hope. This video is not all doom and gloom. It's not. And that's not why I'm here. I also, I offer you this little ray of sunshine. You see, Gorsech is 49. And he's a very young judge, which means he's going to have he could potentially have a very long career on the Supreme Court. However, that's only potentially. You see, this is not entirely the case. There is an option left to the people of the United States. Now, I've heard Mitch McConnell and a lot of other people go, well, we need to have the people's input on this particular Supreme Court nominee. Well, actually, this particular Supreme Court justice. Well, Mitch, I've got news for you. Just like how a president who is voted and elected by the Electoral College can be impeached, it turns out that Supreme Court justices who have been voted for and appointed by the Congress can also be impeached by that same Congress. And there is precedent for this. This has happened before. For exactly one Supreme Court associate justice who went by the name of Samuel Chase. That's S-A-M-E-U-L, Samuel Chase, C-H-A-S-E. I encourage you to look him up if you don't know who he is. Now, Samuel Chase is the only appointee to the Supreme Court to ever be impeached. However, the precedent is there, and because Supreme Court justices work for the government, and the government is elected by the people, and it turns out that senators and congressional members happen to be the representatives of the people, those people have the right, through the articles of impeachment, to remove a Supreme Court justice from the United States. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. This could potentially do irreparable damage to the judiciary, which, to be quite honest, perhaps is the last standing leg of the United States government. But if that's what you're worried about, please let me counterpoint this to you. Irreparable damage is already being done to the judiciary of the United States government. So if irreparable damage is going to be done, don't you want it to be on your side? I'm pretty sure that the people do not want a justice who claims to be an originalist, but who is actually more of a corporatist, who in every case they've ever had has ruled in terms and favors of corporations, you know, the one thing that people like slightly less than cancer and slightly more than Congress. I'm pretty sure that you could get the people on your side to vote against a judge who will interpret the laws of land purely in favor of entities whose singular goal is making money. Because that is not the purpose of government. The purpose of government is not to enable businesses to make money. The purpose of government is to protect the people and govern them in such a way that is conducive to the nature and benefit of everyone. And that means doing hard work, and that means compromise. And I know that as soon as people hear that hard work and compromise, what is this? We're not discussing that now. But it is in fact possible to remove a justice who you don't like from the Supreme Court by impeachment. It can be done for presidents. It can be done for congressmen. It can be done for Supreme Court justices. Now, what would you have to find? Well, that depends. Were they taking bribes? Are they only siding with one side and not looking at facts and judicial cases? Are they ruling based on political ideology and not based on objective interpretation and clear judgment of the cases that are brought before them? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. All these things are reasons, are any can be considered criminal activity, right? Or can be considered not doing your job, right? I'm pretty sure that even in this terribly corrupt system we have, not doing your job is grounds for getting fired. Well, an impeachment is just a way that you fire a high up government level employee. So if somebody does not do their job or doesn't do it to the satisfaction of their employer, i.e. in this case the American people, then the American people have the right through their Congress to go and have that person removed from their job and pick somebody who is more qualified. Who that person is, I have no wish to speculate at the current time. So, what can you do? Well, I doubt you're going to get an impeachment from this Congress. However, it seems to me that you are having a midterm election within the next 2 years. In fact, I believe it's less than 2 years at this point. We're already, 80 days into the Trump presidency. If we make it through the first 100 days, we will make it through the next 100 days, and the next 100 days after that. I will say as was said in World War II Britain, keep calm and carry on. Do not let these things distract you from what you need to do. But what do you need to do? It means you need to stand up and you need to ask the people who are saying, we would like to represent you in your best interest. You need to ask them, well, hey, what are you going to do about the Supreme Court? Are you willing to represent me on the Supreme Court? Are you only going to represent those people who gave money to your campaign? If you can find someone who will say, yes, I will support you, and yes, I will support your needs, great. Tell them you would like to see Neil Gorsuch removed from the Supreme Court. It is, in fact, possible to limit the damage that he does to 4 years and not 40. Alright, as always, I'll see you next time.